Guys, what's up? It's Justin Marc, and in this video, we're gonna explain to you how the butterfly effect works, okay? So there's this amazing book called Reality Transurfing, written by a Russian physicist. And in this book, he talks about how our lives have different kind of like life tracks, okay? We've got different tracks and it's almost like different senses of reality that we can live in. And this sounds very woo-woo, this is very strange, but bear with me. This is going to be a very beneficial video. If you can understand these concepts, understand how this works, and tune into this, your entire life will change. So the way this works, we have these different life tracks, and based on the decisions we make, the habits we have, or the choices we make every single day, it's almost like you can jump through these different tracks. And it's crazy how you might find yourself literally living a different life than what you imagined, or you may find yourself living a way better life than you imagined, based on energetic frequencies, based on understanding how almost energy works on a scientific and almost metaphysical level. So in this video, I did a collaboration with my good friend Nick Dora from Dress Well Be Social. So I want you guys to sit back, hang tight, and enjoy, and let's jump straight in. What's up, guys? It's Justin Marc. I'm out here with my best friend
Nick Dora from Dress Well Be Social.
And guys, it's crazy. I am back home in my home city of Toronto, Canada. It's been about a year since I've been here, right? And it's funny because I'm reminiscing, I'm hanging on the street, there's like crackheads everywhere, like homeless people, like gangsters and police down there, like I'm not even joking, it's like gangbangers and like police, like I don't even know what the fuck's going on, right? Well, I want to ignore all the weird shit that's going on and kind of almost just reminisce. It's funny because me and Nick were here walking on the street years ago, filming content down here, okay? And I remember we filmed a video literally right over here, like over there, and it got 20 million or 25 million views on YouTube. Right? It went crazy viral. It was a collab we did with Key4 TV. And it's insane how much memories we have from this place. I'm thinking of like, we used to party here. We used to like meet up with girls here. There used to be like all these events going on.
Stomping grounds.
And yeah, it was a stomping grounds. Like the old school stomping grounds. This is actually where dude, this is where I learned pickup. This is where me and Nick actually became friends. Yeah. And if you think about even the way we became friends, you want to chat about that a little bit?
Yeah, so basically, I was just some like awkward, nerdy, autistic like teenager, and me and my buddy from high school, Aiden, we would just go out and hit on girls here at the Eden Center. So we take a little flask and we take shots of alcohol just to give us liquid courage or whatever. So we built that skill set up, and there was this all ages event at, I think it was Gravity Soundbar back in the day.
Yeah, so you were 17, I was 18.
Yeah.
It was like a little college party kind of thing.
I literally saw like you and a group of guys. So basically you were just screaming at girls in like restaurant windows. You're like, hey, you're fucking cute, la 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 la. I'm like, they probably know pickup.
It's crazy how he approached me on the street. Years later, we've been friends for years. It's been like 7 years.
Yeah.
And we've lived together. We have an apartment together. We have tons and tons and tons of fucking friends.
Straight up, just from a split second of being like, I'm gonna go talk to him.
So in this video, what we want to talk about is the butterfly effect, how it actually works, and how you can actually use this to completely change your life. Because if I look at where I'm at today, I'm pretty successful at 25 years old, traveled to 50 plus countries, running a 6-figure business, have had tons and tons of insane dating experiences, from dating like supermodels, hot actresses, just really beautiful women, just getting crazy results. And now coming back to a place like this where I can literally see, like literally as we speak, as I'm filming this video, there's 3 police officers arresting a black man on the street. There's cops everywhere, there's like homeless people everywhere. And I'm like, dude, this is where I came from. This is the stomping grounds of where we used to hang out. And I made a decision years ago that I want to live a life of success, of like abundance, of happiness, of beautiful people around me, beautiful experiences around me, just success in general, from my dating life, my business, my friends, everything. So now when I look at my life, a lot of my friends are famous YouTubers, influencers that you've seen their videos, right? Or millionaire entrepreneurs, or just other pickup coaches. I'm friends with like all the top pickup guys in the world, or really high-level entrepreneurs, right? Or just cool guys like Nick from Dress Well Be Social. He's one of the best pickup guys in the world. One of the best I've seen with understanding female psychology. By the way, you guys can actually go check out his channel. His channel is Nick Dora, right?
Nick Dora, yes. And umbrella company, Dress Well Be Social.
So you guys can check him out. So
it's crazy how like you can actually make that decision, and how it actually works is in your everyday decisions. Nick, do you have some more insight to that?
Yeah, honestly, like you might think that something small and insignificant has no effect on your life, but literally, like maybe I don't know, I walk there and I grab Popeyes versus like I stay here and I make a video. That one split decision can completely alter by 1 degree like the angle of your life. Okay, and like if you shift a boat and like change the direction just 1 degree, ends up in a completely different place kilometers down the road. Same with like every single decision we make. So like talking to you, all right, I was gonna like stay in my shell. I was debating just like not talking to you that day I met you at the club.
It's so crazy.
But instead I'm just like, you know what, fuck it, why not? We're gonna warm up, socialize, see if they're cool. I did that. Next thing you know, we're vibing, we're competing with each other, trying to make out with girls. And every weekend since, we basically did the same shit. And then we built up the skill set. And I'm here today basically because of you.
It's crazy, dude.
Like who I am today is
insane,
shaped by that.
Right? So here's
that one
the thing.
decision.
You become the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with the most, right? So imagine this. Imagine you are like one of these guys out here who just, in your free time, you're just hanging out with the other gangbangers, or you're hanging out with like the homeless people. Fucking like, honestly, dude, we used to hang out here. I never even remember, like, I never realized how sketchy it is. How many like just sketchy, like just sketchy ass people are just hanging out on the. We would tune it out. So we would tune out what we don't want, because there's also like a college down the street. We're trying to meet cute girls from there, trying to like party, have friends, have fun, because this is the downtown core of Toronto, right? So we were able to tune out the negativity, and focus on what we want.
Selective focus, straight up, like one track mind.
So what was going on in our selective focus is we had a path and a direction of where we wanted to go. We want to make a 6-figure income. We want to get results. I remember years ago walking in the street with Nick, talking about how one day we're gonna be getting lots of girls, or one day we're gonna be making lots of money. And we've done it. We're doing it. It's awesome, right? And it's crazy how these small little things, these small little actions you take, have ripple effects that literally last weeks or months. Like, for example, if you decide to get drunk tonight in order to deal with your social anxiety, imagine how that's gonna negatively affect your brain, your body, the way you're feeling inside, or even the fact that you need alcohol to overcome your inner demons, right?
And then you get like a chemical addiction where now you're doing this every weekend, okay? Now you're regularly consuming alcohol. Just because you decide to do it once, this becomes like a habit and your body literally craves it. All right, that's the butterfly effect right there. Then maybe like 10 years from now, you become a fucking alcoholic. Your life's going to shit, all right? And you just keep drinking to cope, drinking to cope. Maybe then you start smoking like weed as well, because the alcohol doesn't do much for you anymore. Then smoking cigarettes, and then you're like, fuck it, let's do some coke every now and then. Next thing you know, you're like one of these guys. Maybe that's how it started.
You're doing coke on the weekends, you're drinking and stuff.
And then you're here.
Look, I'm not here to judge at all whatsoever. I'm not here to tell you right from wrong, but I am here to tell you that the actions you take today have a very profound effect on where you're gonna be 6 months from now, a year from now, and years from now, especially. Because, for example, even your living environment, right? Imagine if you let a roommate move in. Like, you had a roommate who moved in who was a bit of a sketchy guy.
Yeah, he was selling coke through our fucking place, and like, honestly, we had to talk him down from literally trying to kill and kidnap people when he'd get high and drunk as fuck. But he made a good impression at first. But like, I remember he was sober for 3 months straight, and he was such a cool guy, like during COVID. And then he took one little swig of alcohol. Next thing you know, it's every fucking day.
So
like, I was terrified.
It's crazy how these little things can cause these like ripple effects. Versus me, if I was, here for that past year, I wouldn't have let a guy like that move in. I'm very conscientious of who I live with, right? So right now, I'm not actually even living with Nick. I'm living with my good friend Alfredo, really well put together guys, really successful at business. I'm living with him, his girlfriend, and a bunch of really pretty girls. And it's a really good environment and a really stable environment as well. So you got to be very cautious of what influences you allow into your life and what type of energy you're allowing into your life. Because, even now being here right now, I can see a guy who's like, do you see that guy over there, Nicholas? While I was setting up this camera, there's a guy just watching me to see what I'm doing. He's like watching the homeless guys get arrested. We don't know. I'm not here to judge. Maybe he's just bored. Maybe he's just like a normal dude.
Paper bags and
no, maybe this guy's just bored and he's at the effect of life and he's bored and he just wants to watch black guys get arrested by police, by Toronto police.
Yeah.
Well, imagine if you spent that time, reading a book about sales or marketing and then start a business. Or imagine you spent that time
making a video, like here.
Making a video and, in order to give value to the world. Or maybe you spent that time hitting the gym, eating good foods, understanding more about female psychology or relationships or whatever it is you want to learn in life. Right? Those are a lot of things I want to do and a lot of things I want to learn and a lot of experiences I want to have, right? And so imagine what happens when you have that knowledge, you have that experiences over a long period of time, you're literally creating ripple effects that can last a lifetime.
And
so
the thing you have to consider too is like, so everything has an effect long-term on you. So you have to think things out before you act. Most people don't think, they just act. But you have to create a game plan and contemplate, like a chessboard, what will be the next move if I do this, this, and this? Like, it's not just a one-time thing, you know, you're not doing coke just once, because this might have a lasting effect that like cultivates negativity. Is this high consciousness or low consciousness? Think about it before you act with everything you do, straight up.
like, here's the thing, man. A lot of people don't realize you're pretty much like this close. Like when you're the kind of guy who's taking a lot of action in life, you're like this close from like, you can either be like a success or a failure. And here's the truth, man. With the butterfly effect, it's very subtle. Like, as Nick mentioned, when you're sailing on a boat, if you change the direction of the boat by 1 or 2 degrees, you can literally end up on other sides of the planet, right? When, you know, the New World explorers were trying to discover India, they ended up in North America and Latin America, right? And that's how the West was discovered, right? And it's crazy how just by making a slight miscalculation, you can end up in a very, very different place. So you got to be very conscious about how things work. And you don't want to be overly paranoid. You don't want to be, you know, overly concerned about, you know, am I on the right path? But you just want to make sure that you have a faith in who you are, where you're going, and make sure you make the right decisions in life. Like, for example, one thing I'm addicted to is like going on dates, hanging out with a lot of women. And I have finally gone to a point in my life where I actually 100% see it as a distraction. I see it as something that takes away from my life because I'm very picky with the men I allow to my life. But I've found that I'm very, very open to allowing women into my life. So it's like I'll hang out like 3 or 4 women a day. And I'm like, wait, one of these girls end up being like a crazy drug addict. Or one of these girls, like her ex-boyfriend was like a drug dealer or something. And I'm like, why am I letting this energy affect me? So even now in my dating life, I've had to get a point where I'm a lot more selective and a lot more picky. So like because I only want to hang out with like models, actresses, like high level women who are killing it, but also who don't have any like mental illnesses and don't have any like negative baggage or traumas that they're gonna put on to me, so it doesn't affect my life in a negative way. Because you got to be really careful with what types of influences you allow into your life.
The thing is, we kind of always know in our gut, like, this is probably a bad decision, but then we do it anyways. Like, my fucking account got frozen. I had thousands of dollars in it.
Your bank account?
My bank account. For like a month straight, I didn't have access to those funds. You want to know why? Because I was drunk as fuck at the strip club, and I was on Tinder, and I just see this like sugar baby, like, you know, big ass, really white trash looking girl. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to Uber home and see her. All right. So I go to take a piss. My debit card just lying on the bed, apparently. I think nothing of it. All right. She makes an excuse to leave early. And I thought I lost it for the longest time. I'm like, oh, well, it'll turn up, whatever. Turns out she robbed me, took like $500 from my account. It got locked for a month just because of that one shitty decision that I knew was wrong and toxic, but I did it anyways.
Because you know what's crazy, right? It's like, I've had so many times where I'm like, I could be working my business. I could be doing client stuff. I could be like coaching students for my online mentor program. But instead I'm hanging out with the sexy Valentina, the sexy actress from Mexico. And then I'm distracted. I'm not focusing on the shit I should be focusing on. And it causes these negative effects in my life. Or I'm, you know, out there swiping on Tinder when I could be, you know, running marketing funnels for my business, right? I could be learning more. I could be growing. I could be hitting the gym. But instead, you know, do you remember this one day? We were at the Eden Center. We met these 2 like light-skinned black girls. We pulled them home. And the thing is, me and Nick were on the way to the gym. We're on the way to the gym, going to Good Life Fitness. Like, and instead, we meet 2 girls. Yeah. We're like, hey, do you guys want to come hang out and smoke weed at our place? Right? I don't even smoke weed. We're just like, make an excuse.
Just get stoned and
we
drunk
bring these girls back. We're hanging out. We're having fun, right? And, you know, I could have gone to the gym that day. Now, is it the worst thing that I didn't go to the gym that day and hung out with these 2 random girls that I met in the mall that day? Obviously, it's not the worst thing, but, you know, it's like, imagine doing that every single day when you could be working on your body, working on your mental health, working on every area of your life, and, you know, growing into the human being you want to grow into, becoming that person you want to be. Now, I'm not saying dating is wrong. It's an awesome thing. And if you don't have the social skills you want to have, and if you don't have the dating life you want to have, 100% focusing on it, bro. The problem is, me and Nick have spent, what, like 8 years, like doing nothing but focusing on like I mean, I've done quite a bit as well.
Like on the side, I've cultivated cash and whatever, but like the main priority of my life has just been like rack the numbers up, another notch in the belt. Come on, let's get it higher. It's like a fucking video game. It's almost like an addiction, like heroin or something.
It became an addiction. I've realized that like dating has almost become like a vice, and I'm like, I need to not date anymore, not have any more girlfriends.
Like, I found myself fucking like a really attractive girl, but I know she's bad for me. She's toxic, she's drinking every day, smoking, and she's really hot right now. The pussy's great, and we're just fucking and chilling for 8 hours a day. But I know in my head, I gotta fucking cut this off.
Well, okay, and I hope you don't like, mind me digging deep, but let's just put it this way. Nick was gonna buy a condo a few years ago. I remember 3 years ago, he had all this cash saved.
60 grand.
And so he had like 60, 70 grand saved, and eventually, he just spent so much time hanging out with these women, even though, like, me and Nick wanted to be able to get the 10s, get the hot girls, and we get them, right? And we're like, wait, this isn't really what I expected, because I thought this would make me happy, but now it's affecting my life and business. And Nick's, finances were so great, because he would ignore the girls, but then it got to a point where, like, the finances started going down and down and down and
I started
down.
chilling with them more and more every single day. It was great sex. They let me put it in their ass, like crazy shit. And I just got addicted. I'm like, I'll work tomorrow. I'll grind tomorrow.
Tomorrow never
Fucking
comes.
6 months later, 11 months later, count's going down. I'm not working 8 hours a day with them, and they end up cheating on me anyways. And it's just like, fuck, I could have used that money, or I could have grinded.
So you gotta like look at your life right now, audit your life, and audit where you want to be. Set goals, set a schedule, set like long-term and short-term goals. Set unrealistic long-term goals. I set crazy fucking goals. I remember telling myself I was gonna travel to 20 countries in a year. Did it like 3 times, right? I don't even know. I've probably been at least 50 countries by now. I remember telling myself I would make hundreds of thousands of dollars. Did it, and now it's like not even a big deal, right? And then you set goals to like make millions of dollars, then you're working towards that goal. Then I remember telling myself I'm gonna date and have success with hundreds and thousands of women, right? And I've had so many dating experiences that it's like normal to me, like meeting a beautiful woman and having an intimate relationship with her, whether it's for one night or 1 year, is super, super normal. Or even if there's other people involved, right? Maybe it's like her and her friend, right? It's normal, right? And it's not a big deal.
Like even me, like everything that I've spoken out into the ether has literally manifested. But the thing is, you have to be very specific as well. They can be huge, borderline unrealistic goals, but be specific. I say I want a hot bitch. Okay, cool, I get a hot bitch, but she's fucking crazy. That's not specific enough. You see? So you have to have standards, very specific and calculated standards for what you want, and make the goals huge. I want a mentally healthy, very attractive girl who enjoys my company and doesn't fucking take from me and leech from me, and I feel destroyed after.
Here's my challenge for you for this video, okay? I want you to actually write down where you want to be 6 months from now, a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now. Write down short-term and long-term goals. So your short-term goals right now could be, move into a new place, get your finances on a handle, get out of debt, maybe, have some short-term dating experiences, have some fun, right? Your long-term goals could be, date beautiful people until you find a long-term partner. It could be, start and scale a business to a 6-figure income. It could be,
have a harem of women, that all live with you in a giant mansion. Why not?
It could be unrealistic. It could be, be a famous YouTuber, have millions and millions of followers. It could be, have travel to all over the fucking world, travel to 20, 30, 40, 50 countries, become friends with celebrities. These are goals you can actually write down, but be very, very specific with what these goals are.
And don't let anybody take you off that purpose. Don't let anybody take your time or make you drift off course, because you'll very quickly fall off.
So the way the butterfly effect works is you need to have very specific goals, and you need to have a very specific idea of where you want to be and write these things down. I remember looking back at my goals that were insanely unrealistic, and I remember I started crying because I'm like, I've achieved everything that I set out to achieve a few years ago. It's crazy how this works, right? And once you write these goals down, you've put it out there. You know what you want subconsciously and consciously. And here's the thing, you need to change the subconscious brain, because the conscious brain is only 10% of your brain. The unconscious brain is 90%. So once you can get this wired into your unconscious brain, either through writing down goals, journaling, or through affirmations, things like that.
And Napoleon Hill says, control your external environment and your external influences, okay? Because that seeps into your subconscious brain. So you're watching Netflix fucking series and, binge watching that shit. Are you chilling with degenerate losers who are basically going nowhere with no life ambition?
Playing video games, playing Call of Duty, PlayStation 4, smoking weed.
And your external influences. Be conscious of that. Look around in your life. What do you have to cut out? You know, what do you have to fucking modify and change and optimize so that you're living your best life? Straight up.
A lot of people look at me on YouTube, on social media, and they say, wow, this guy lives this crazy life, traveling, beautiful women around me. You know, there's all these parties and stuff, right? So they see like girls drinking alcohol and stuff, but I don't drink alcohol. I haven't drank in almost 3 years. I don't masturbate. I haven't masturbated in like almost 5 years. I don't partake in these habits that would bring me down. I eat plant-based as much as possible. So like borderline vegan. I mean, like, I usually don't even chill in places like this anymore. Like, even though, like, this is where I started out, this was a stomping grounds. You know, there's, like, homeless crackheads and shit, like, screaming behind this,
now
like,
we're on King Street going to Lavelle and shit instead of this.
Yeah, like, I try to only hang on, like, very classy, high-level environments, right? And, like, you know, you want to set really high expectations for your life. Obviously, you got to start somewhere. Wherever you're starting from, there's no judgment. Just always have that idea of where you want to work to and where you want to move up to, and slowly move in that way. And you know what? Accept where you're at. Be happy with where you're at. Be grateful with where you're at. And don't judge yourself at all for where you're at, because then you're going to cause yourself having self-sabotage, and that's going to actually bring you further down. You want to avoid self-sabotage when you're trying to utilize the butterfly effect in your favor. Just realize these small things you learn and do today, whether it's reading a self-development or self-help based book or a business book, or eating healthy food, or, you know, partaking in habits that are going to bring you up to a higher level. You know, these small things you do today will literally change your life long term over weeks or months. The best part is anytime you're ever stuck in life, you can actually come back to these habits and these disciplines and these ideas and concepts to get yourself back on track, back on the path that you want to be on.
Everybody always falls off, but the point is to get back on track. Okay, it's unrealistic to think you're always going to be on track forever. Like, you're going to fall off. The point is to not fall off that long, to come back eventually to, you know, your purpose and your fucking destiny. Honestly, you are a king. Treat yourself as such. Be selective with what's in your external environment, the girls you associate with, even your friends. Be fucking selective, and don't show any, like, remorse. Cut off shitty friends, cut off shitty girls. Like, this is your life you're dealing with, all right? Do not let them sabotage that shit. Straight up.
So, guys, I think that concludes the video. If you guys want to follow us on social media, check out my Instagram, my Snapchat, and you can also join my Inner Circle Telegram group, all linked in the description. If you want to learn more about online dating, go to online-seduction.com. Make sure to get a copy of the course. This will help you scale the hell out of your dating life. It got a point to me, I'm just like, I don't need this anymore. Like, so many options of dating options of beautiful women that it's like, literally, it's almost like an addiction at this point. Like, I don't even need it. Like, I could see and date 3 or 4 different women per day, sometimes 5 women per day, but I don't even need to. So I'm going to, you know, focus on other areas of my life. And if you want to check out Nick, make sure to follow his channel. You can check him out. Nick Dora.
The link's actually Nick Dora's Seduction. You can check it out in the description below as well. Reach out to me. Feel free to ask me questions. I want to collab more with Justin in the future. I think it'll be pretty fucking sick.
He's always on my social media. It's pretty easy to find this guy. But yeah, make sure to check out his channel. Subscribe to him. He's got some of the best content. He's actually one of my personal mentors and peers when it comes to just understanding female psychology, business, dating, and just overall life in general. Like, Nick's literally like my #1 fucking homie
and you're
on this
by
planet.
far the biggest
you know
influence on my life too. Honestly, like, if I could pinpoint one person that has changed my life the most, it's definitely, like, by far, hands down.
It's crazy. So I highly recommend you check out Nick. He's got really good content, and we'll see you guys in the next video. We're also doing a video on Nick's channel about a similar topic, so if you want to go check that out, go to Nick's channel right now, check out the video.
Check it out, guys.
And I'll be featuring a lot of his content as well, so make sure to subscribe to him, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. See you soon.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. It's crazy when you actually learn how the butterfly effect works, your entire life can change. And this video is just a small glimpse into how this works, how you can start actively changing your choices and your habits and your behavior every single little day, here and there, throughout the day, every day over a long period of time, and you're gonna see your life change over a very long period of time. And it is crazy because when I even think to how Nick and I met on the street all those years ago, or how I made friends with certain people just by casually having a conversation, and years later, we are friends, traveled around the world together, and the things I've learned, the experiences I've had because of meeting some of these people, it really blows my mind. So I highly recommend you guys check out the book, Reality Transurfing. It'll blow your mind, and just understand that everything you do in this life matters. At the same time, we're all gonna die. Like, we're all gonna be gone. Nobody's gonna remember us, right? Even people who remember you, eventually they die, right? And then at some point, the sun explodes, the earth will fall apart or something, right? At the end of the universe, we have heat death, right? So nobody's gonna remember you. So really nothing you do matters. Now, if nothing you do matters, that means every little thing you do here, today, now, absolutely matters. The way you treat people, the way you carry yourself, the way you react to things, the way you react to situations, the way you approach that cute girl, the way you, maneuver in your career. Every little thing matters. So enjoy it for what it is. Be very aware for how it is, and don't take it too seriously, but have fun with it and just enjoy life. And all that being said, my name is Justin Marc. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.